Hi everybody, welcome back to Fallout 4. I have been on a little hiatus, just doing holidays and life, but I'm getting back into my Fallout 4 stuff, and today is the start of a new project. We're on the coast, as you can see, just hanging out next to my weird zombie seagull friends, and I'm in this location here, and I've been trying to figure out a way to do a particular build, and I think I found a good spot to do it. So the whole idea is to make some kind of mountain bunker, and the issue that I'm having is basically trying to integrate the bunker into a mountain has been kind of a little bit difficult, making it look somewhat seamless. And just running into trouble where I will make a bunker and then sort of try and integrate it into a hill or a mountain and it just looking off. But I think I've found a solution. So as you can see, we have some kind of through road through this little gully, and I've deleted the road in the middle there because I'm actually going to put my bunker right between these two cliffs and fill out the gaps so that it looks somewhat like it's part of the cliff. Now the idea is it's going to be kind of a secretive bunker, so I'll need to find a way to integrate it where it's not completely obvious that there's something there, and that might mean kind of changing up this road a little bit. But anyway, we have plenty of work to do, and now's the time to get into it. And after about an hour or so, I have this. Now, I was talking about the integration of the bunker into the cliff, and I do sort of concede that this probably isn't the best effort, but I'm hoping later on I can sort of integrate it a little bit nicer, make the rocks look a little bit more, I guess, matching the form of the two cliffs, and then putting plants and stuff around just so it looks a little bit nicer and more integrated into the cliffside. But anyway, we have an opening, and we do have a bunker inside, or at least the beginnings of. Let me just toggle collisions here. Okay, so as you can see, we have a nice opening. I did find a rock asset that did have kind of a natural formed opening. I guess this is kind of for the ocean or whatever, but it works for us here. And then inside that, you can see we have a 3-storied concrete structure. And this one has some power, and if we toggle the switch here, you can see we do have a very large door. This one is basically a horizontally opening door that I have rotated 90 degrees. The animation on it is pretty quick, probably faster than I want it to be, but yeah, you can see there it's a very quick action, which is probably not super realistic for such a big door, but I'm going to keep it. And yeah, we have a ton of space here. I think I do have room to go up another story, at least at the end here, before we start hitting these rocks. And as you can see, the rocks are coming through a little bit. I'll have to adjust that. But yeah, I think this is a good start. We are hard up against the both cliff sides, so we can't go out any more widthways, but we do have a little bit of space going up. So, well, I think it's a good start. We've got plenty to do, so let's keep going. And just like that, another hour has passed, another hour of building, and I've started to construct a narrative around this bunker build, and this is how it's playing out here. So I've put this APC right in the middle of the road as kind of like a blockade. So the idea is when the bombs were dropping, there was a mad dash rush to get to the bunker. So this guy is going to be blocking cars, which I have yet to place. And we have our sort of guard station here. I will probably put some bodies of soldiers or something there as well. And we have another APC here, kind of standing guard. And as you can see, I've tried to integrate the bunker entrance a little bit more into its surroundings by adding some plants, and also trying to make it a little bit more mysterious with these kind of hanging vines and stuff like that. So if we come through the fence here, or the gate, You can see we've done a little bit of work here. I've made a mezzanine. So most of the second floor is going to be a mezzanine, just to kind of people can observe the goings on of the first floor, which is going to be kind of a service area. And I'm still trying to figure out an idea of what I can do for that. But we do have a third and a little bit of a fourth story. So let's jump on this elevator and check it out. So we'll skip the second story. And this is our third story. So plenty of room here for activities. The ceiling is a little bit low, but we can work with that. I'm thinking this area will probably be kind of crew quarters, maybe a barracks or something. And then the fourth story is a little bit smaller. We are restricted by the rocks above. So you can see here another kind of smaller room here. Not the biggest space up here on the fourth floor, but any extra space I will take. So I've been thinking up a narrative idea for this space, and I think I've got something kind of knuckled down, but there's plenty of work to do. So I think in the next part of the video, you'll really see that kind of narrative start to form. So I better get to it. Alrighty, another update. The first and second story haven't had much done. I just sort of put in these railings and the stairwell and stuff like that. But the real story is up on the third and the fourth floor. So let's take a look. Welcome to the third floor. So as I said at the beginning of the video, this area, as intended, was turned into a barracks. It's kind of a empty bathroom and then some spaces for sleeping, military cots and whatnot. And I will fix that glitching. But it's the last room on this floor that is kind of the interest point, which is here. We have hazardous materials for good reason. So this is kind of where our story begins. This isn't exclusively a nuclear bunker. It's basically an X-site where some nefarious scientists work on US military personnel, turning them into super soldiers. So that is the theme we're going with, and that's the story behind this whole facility. So this is basically the room where the soldiers would be placed on the gurneys and then injected with mysterious glowing fluid, and it would turn them into super soldiers. Obviously the background to the whole Fallout 4 story, and before that as well, was that the US was at war with China, and these super soldiers were just another asset for them to use. And if we make our way to the fourth floor, it's a little bit, what's the word, barren right now, but it is kind of part of the overarching story. So I intend this area to be kind of used by scientists and whatnot. And then we have a cryo room with a rather cool door, I must say. So this is our cryo room, and it's basically a giant freezer. And we do have one of those cryo pods from the beginning of the game. And essentially, I'm going to turn this whole room into having these kind of pods set up so that we have some super soldiers in stasis mode. Now, the issue I've been having is, for some reason, these pods, they seem to put some kind of invisible barrier wherever they're placed. And I've found that if I fill this room up with these pods, I basically will hit random invisible walls that I can't get past. And in fact, I've just encountered one right now. So it basically makes the lower floors unusable, unfortunately. They look really awesome, and I love the sort of animations and things, and especially if there's somebody in there. But it just doesn't work for some reason. I've tried a few different versions, but it still doesn't work. So I'm going to have to play with a new type of pod. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to have to experiment and try and find something that looks cool. But I don't think it's going to be as cool as this, unfortunately. But anyway, that's a quick little update. So I've got plenty left to do. Actually, I'm on the fourth floor. I need to kit out the rest of the rooms and also do these first two lower floors as well. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Welcome back. I've done a ton of work off screen, and let me show you the progress here. Now I've got to turn on the lights. Okay, so I've started to populate the lower story with some stuff, and I've sort of settled on this idea where we have basically power armor bays. So our super soldiers, there's a select group that get to have their own power armor as well, and they have their own bays, so our power armor will stand there. And then we can have basically a unique heavy weapon that they can choose off the wall. Some of them are duplicated. You got the Fat Man here, and then another flamer there, and then I feel like that's cool. But anyway, I've chosen all the big heavy weapons, so they can come in a time of need. They will come down here, they'll get suited up and grab their weapon. And as you can see, we do have some dead soldiers sort of dotted around the place to really give the idea that this place was abandoned, kind of in the midst of chaos. So let's go to the second story, where I filled it out a little bit here as well. So we have a little mess area. I've tried to make it look industrial and kind of like military-esque. But as you can see, we have a lot of mess because I wanted to really push that idea of the chaos, where when the bomb started falling, they basically shut the door and tried to survive it and yeah, try and outlive it, but obviously things didn't turn out their way. So let's go to the third and the fourth floor, where I've done some more updates. On the third floor, mostly just playing with the atmospherics and putting in props and things. We do have a bathroom now, and this guy is not in great shape. And yeah, just putting more skeletons about the place in various states. And I've just sort of added a little bit more to this area, not too much more. And we have our last patient on the gurney here. Poor fella. And let's go check on the fourth floor. So I've done a little bit of work on the fourth floor as well. We have this security gate and we have miscellaneous electronics. This area is basically where our scientists maintain the systems in the whole bunker and their subjects, the super soldiers. And we also have a section for our power as well. And as you can see, I've just been playing with ambient lights, trying to make this area look, giving it more character and kind of spooky. And if we open up this door here, this is kind of what I've landed on. So you can see our super soldiers in stasis, and I've put them in the robot pods. I'm going to add a little bit more to them and add some more cryo smoke, just to give them the appearance that they are kind of frozen in place. But as I said in the last part of the video, I've just been having a lot of trouble with those cryo pods just not working and creating weird effects in the lower floors. So this is kind of what we landed on. So as for the soldiers themselves, they are wearing a Brotherhood of Steel undergarment, I don't know what they call it, and a Sentry Bot helmet. So it's giving them quite a menacing look, and with the addition of the red light, just really selling that kind of scary look. So we have a number of soldiers here kind of in stasis, and a bunch of sort of props and things around. I kind of want to keep the lighting to this area kind of minimal because I kind of like the effect of having these red lights. But yeah, a little bit more work I need to do on trying to integrate them and make them look like they are stuck in here, frozen in time, and waiting for their time to shine. Well, howdy, we are back again. A decent amount of time has passed. Been working on this pretty solidly for a few hours, and the outside is looking a little bit different. I've tried to integrate the bunker more into the mountainside here, making it really bushy, a little bit hard to navigate, but we'll deal with that later on. But I just wanted to spend a little bit of time just talking about this area here. Initially in the beginning of the video, I was talking about a military presence here, with the APC parked in the middle of the road and then, you know, blocking cars from getting to the bunker. That has kind of changed. I've decided to go a more secretive route. We do have some evidence of something happening, but yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. But let's just talk about this area at the end here. As you can see, we do have a stop sign and a dead end sign. I basically decided that the end of this road is literally just the end of the road, and that's it. So that was kind of like that pre-war, and we do have a little sign down here saying no parking. So I guess in terms of these soldiers here, we had just a couple of guys just keeping watch just before the bombs were falling, and then these guys were driving down the road or something and were stopped and something went down. But yeah, so the narrative on the outside, I just wanted to change it a little bit, make it a little bit more secretive, rather than just having, you know, big fences and APCs parked out front, making it look really obvious. But anyway, let's take a look inside, because we have a lot of updates to get through, and we just have to navigate these bushes. Okay, we made it through the bushes and we're at the front gate, and you might notice that it's nighttime now. I just did that with the console command because I actually think the inside looks better at nighttime. But we have this concrete wall here with a kind of a door that's not obvious. And if we engage it, it slides nicely away. Let's just close it behind us. And this is our entrance as it was before. We have a dead soldier here. And if we flick the switch, open her up. So you can see I've done a lot of work on just putting the little bits and bobs around the place, and we do have some power armor now. But let's flick the lights on. There we go, looking much more homely. So yeah, all of our suits are all set up, ready to go for our super soldiers. And yeah, I just wanted to really sell the look down here, as I mentioned before, about chaos and things being very unorganized at the end. And yeah, I think that kind of look has been somewhat achieved. So we have our power armor suits all ready to go, except for this guy. He's getting a bit of maintenance done. And this is the rest of our lower story here. We have kind of an engineering space, lathes and things where things can get fixed or made. And then on the other side, we just have a storage area with some obligatory, mysterious, radioactive... How did you get in here? Let me just deal with this guy. Well, I dispatched that guy, but it looks like we have a random squad of gunners that are somehow spawned underneath the bunker here, shooting through the floor. Anyway, this is at the end of the room. We just have a little administration area. I guess this area would also be kind of security for the whole bunker. And let's just jump up to the second story. Not much has changed here. I've just been adding little bits and bobs, some lighting effects, and yeah, just some more random bits just to fill up the space a little bit. I know this walkway was a little bit barren, and yeah, not much going on. We do have a dead guard over there as well. But yeah, some good views from up here. You can see the entranceway there, and then yeah, I guess people can kind of watch what's been, you know, if there's an alarm tripped or something, and our super soldiers are loading up, you can kind of watch and observe the happenings from up here. But let's go up to the third story. I think there's only a little bit that I did up there. Just doing some more atmospherics. We got fog and just playing with the lighting a little bit more. And yeah, just putting some extra bits in. I don't think much has changed. But I did add an evil scientist who was in the process of injecting this guy with the mysterious super soldier fluid. And then on the fourth story, we just, as I mentioned before, just trying to spice up those cryopods a little bit more and just play with the atmospherics again. And we just put a scientist on the floor here. And this is kind of where we ended up. So I actually used a Brotherhood of Steel, the Liberty Prime, I think that's what it's called, the big robot, a piece from that, and I've tried to sort of encapsulate the head and then kind of put more of the cryo smoke to really sell the look that these guys are kind of immobile and frozen. Let me know how you think it kind of turned out. I'm not 100% happy with it. I kind of want to go with the cryopods, as I keep harping on about, but yeah. This is kind of the option that I landed on. So let me know what you think, if you would change anything or if it's okay in your opinion. But I think overall it's decent. It has an ominous look to me, but also you can kind of see the characters in stasis where they are Whereas I think if you did the full-on cryopod, you probably can't see that many details. So in a way, it's kind of good in my opinion. So anyway, that is the cryo room. I think it turned out quite well. I love just the effects and the lighting and everything in here. It does kind of have a spooky vibe, especially, you know, with the addition of this extra room as well. Well, I'm going to stay on the second floor so I don't get shot through the floor by those gunners. And I think we'll just end the video at the end of this mezzanine here. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's kind of my first video back from being on my little hiatus. This one was quite enjoyable to make. Again, one of those ones that's just been on my mind for a while. So let me know what you think about that one. If you have any questions or comments on this, let me know below and I will try and answer them. If you enjoyed this video, please drop us a like, and if you're being particularly generous, you can sub my channel. If you jump on the main channel page, you can find a link to my Discord server. There's a section there where you can post your own builds, just engage in general chat and stuff like that, and you can also pitch ideas for videos that I can make as well. So definitely jump on there and share. And on that note, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.